Hey everyone, this is SpyFan 101 with an early review of Big Hero 6 the series, all thanks to good old Disney Now. So, I'm still gonna watch it live, by the way. Like, there's no mistaking that. But yeah, bottom line, I love this episode. When I saw the title of it and the basic description of what it was gonna be about, I was like, ooh, this sounds like a filler. But it's not as fillery as I thought it would be. It's actually quite story filled as well. It deals with Obake and everything. So yeah. Getting into the episode. So we cut to San Francisco Institute, or Sci-Fi. And Hero's walking in with Baymax. He's saying, look, Baymax, you gotta stop rubbing people's feet, especially Professor Granville's. And all of a sudden, Gogo goes, phew! She's putting this banner on the ceiling. And the team is decorating their lab. And Hero's like, what's going on? He's like, it's Rivalry Week. We go to this other college and we try to steal their statue before they prank us. So Hero's like, I'm in. Let's do it. But there's only one problem. As soon as they start looking for Honey Lemon, we realize that she is a part-time artist over at the other college. Now, she thinks the team doesn't know about this, but really, by the end of the episode, we realize that they do. Splatter. But, then we cut to Honey Lemon going outside talking to this guy who's the art major, and he's saying, Honey Lemon, your work is exceptional. Your work exceptional. Your work is exceptional. We're going to put it into the art show so that everybody can see it. And she's happy because that's a compliment, obviously. Then they're walking away. Some guy in a hood bumps into the art major. It's like, what the heck, man? We cut to the guy walking into the house where the art is being placed. And we come to realize that the man in the hood, good old, sinister looking, evil talking Obake. And he's looking for something. He has these all techie glasses that are scanning the room to find something. We don't know what he's looking for, but he's definitely trying to find something. And then this kid bumps into him, breaks his glasses by stepping on him, and he gets all mad. His face turns purple. Still don't know what that's about, but I guess we'll find out. Then we cut to the lab again, where the team are discussing how they're going to steal this trophy. They have this holographic map laid out and everything, and they're going over the plan. And Hero's like, we're going to steal this trophy tonight. Trophy? What? It's early in the morning, okay? It's like 5:30 in the morning. But Hero's like, we're going to steal this statue tonight. And Honey Lemon's taken aback by this because she's like, tonight? Why does it have to be tonight? Because the art show's tonight. Because the art show is tonight, and her work's going to be there. So, put the pieces together. If the artwork's going to be there, and they're trying to steal the statue, at some point they're going to end up seeing her work. So she is taken back by this because she still doesn't know that they know that she is going to the other college and doing artwork. So yeah, while all this is happening, Professor Granville walks in, and everyone's acting like they were not just plotting to steal this statue. And Professor Granville's like, I already know what you're doing. You're trying to steal the statue. You can't do that without my permission, and I give you my full permission. We're doing it. Hey, you, Fred and Wasabi, you're going to go with me. We are going to do this. And the team is taken aback by this because, you know, they don't usually see Professor Granville like this, especially this enthusiastic about it. So I'm just looking at Disney now because now, thanks to the beautiful technology, I can skim through the episode and look at stills so I don't get anything unorganized. Go check out Disney now. It's free. All you need is to put in your TV provider. Anyway, so we cut to the night where they're stealing the trophy. Why do I keep Why do I keep saying trophy? Okay. We cut to the night where they're stealing the statue. They're trying to hide from guards. And Honey Lemon's like, you sure this is a good idea? But they're like, yeah, we're doing it. So they're sneaking in. They're in front of this gateway, or they're in front of this huge gateway. They're trying to get in. Hero's trying to... Sorry for the random jump cut. So, like I was saying, Hero's trying to climb up a Baymax to get up on top of this wall so he could climb over it. And Honey Lemon's in front of this gated door. So she has a card to open it. So she just opens it and pretends that she discovers a door. It's like, hey, look at this. I definitely found this here. I didn't just unlock the door. Yeah, come on in here. So they go in there. And we cut back to Professor Granville and Wasabi, and they're talking about how, Professor Granville's talking to them about how they have to be stealthy and what would be the word that I use? Very strategic. So they're taken aback by this because, you know, she's all in like this weird black military-like outfit, and they've never seen her like that before. So they're taken aback by it. Now we cut back to Hero, Gogo, Honey Lemon, and Baymax, and they're at the house where all the art is. And Hero's like, this is the closest way we can get in to get to the statue so we can take it. And Honey Lemon's like, are you sure we should go this way? Because all the art's in there. So they go in. Baymax is taking a long time. He's like up the stairs, and Honey Lemon's like, because there's a security guard coming, and she just pulls him in. The security guard's like, who's that? Okay. So they're walking through the exhibit. Honey Lemon's like trying to cover up all her artwork. She has this big portrait of all 6 of them that she just made. It was a recent piece of hers. And she covers it all up with a chem balls. And she's like, wow, isn't this abstract? And then Baymax is like weirded out by this. Like, he touches it. He's like, art is weird. And then he uses like this water thing that comes out of his finger, takes the paint off and goes. Baymax is so funny, man. So we cut back to Professor Granville and I'm telling you, it's really early. And we cut back to Professor Granville, Fred and Wasabi, and Professor Granville's like, it's time. You gotta guard. It's time. You gotta guard this. Like, you gotta guard the cafeteria. So Fred's giving a whistle. He blows it to the point where they're almost caught. He gets his whistle privileges revoked. And so Professor Granville's like, take care of this. Guard it. And so we once again cut back to Hero, Gogo, Honey Lemon, and Baymax. And they get to the they finally get to the statue. And Hero's like, hey, You go guard the other place. You go guard the other sections while I get this statue off its hinges. So Gogo and Honey Lemon go off to basically scan all the other places while Hero gets this statue off its hinges. And because Gogo is a psychic, one of her many abilities, I'm telling you, Gogo's my favorite member of this team. She's my favorite member of this show. She's one of my favorite, and she's my favorite member of the movie. She's one of my favorite Marvel characters. My tribute to her will be in the description below. Please go watch it. But she knows the whole time, and she knew the whole time. Yeah, I know that you go to this school to paint. And Honey Lemon was like, how would you know? He's like, you talk in your sleep. And then we get this whole thing with her talking in her sleep. And it's just a funny moment. So they get caught. Hero and Baymax is not done yet, but they have to retreat because, you know, they got caught. So they run into the house and they're about to be surrounded, but then they come up with an idea. They go into the house. They go all camouflage in the house. And, you know, the guards are, you know, they don't notice them. But all of a sudden, Honey Lemon touches this clock thing. And all of a sudden, they start to go downward into the floor. And they're like, what's this? And they enter this secret lab. And this secret lab belongs to, let me see if I could get the name because I don't want to butcher it. Shimimoto. There we go. I can't pronounce that first name, but Shimimoto. There you go. So that was her lab, and she's a famous artist that Honey Lemon knows a lot about, and she's like the biggest fan of. So Honey Lemon finds this book that belonged to her, and that was basically her journal, or a private journal. Then they get caught. The security team finds out that they're down there because they probably saw the hole from the outside. And they get busted. Then we cut back to Fred and Wasabi, and they're talking while outside, talking about how Fred's whistle privileges have been revoked. And, you know, then Professor Granville comes down. She's talking about how, how can you be all camouflage if you're standing outside the building? Go in the bushes. And so we cut back to the team, or Hero, Gogo, Baymax, Honey Lemon, as they're being escorted out the building. And we see Obake is looking at his monitors from inside of his laboratory, and sees that Honey Lemon has the book, because apparently it was the book that Obake was looking for. So now she's on his radar. And so we cut to Gogo and Honey Lemon when they go back to the apartment. Gogo, because she's a psychic, knows that she took the book. She's like, come on, let's read it. And so she's reading, and so Honey Lemon's reading it. Then it cuts to the backstory of the clock and how she's doing all this research and how she discovers something that will change the world. So she goes to tell everybody, about this discovery, and you notice that the pages after that are all blank. So Honey Lemon's trying to find out why all the pages are blank. Then we cut back to Wasabi and Fred as they're inside the bushes, yes. But this big creature with eyes poking out of its head, poking out of the bushes, and it takes Fred and Wasabi. At first when I saw that, I was taken back by it. I was like, what? What is that? But yeah, so we cut back to Honey Lemon the next day, and this guy wearing a cowboy like Yogi Bear hat with a beard comes up to her, and we all know that that's Obake. And he's like, oh, do you happen to know about Shimimoto? I was wondering so I could get all this information. I want to know all about her. And so she shows him the book because, you know, she doesn't know that because at the time he told her that he works for the college who, you know, she stole the book from, or took the book from. And so he takes it. He's like, oh, this is wonderful. If I were like you, I would do the exact same thing. Which was, you know, hand it over. So we cut back to Wasabi and Fred as we find out that, you know, the guy that took them was an artist in a costume. And so they do this messed up thing where they tape Wasabi and Fred onto the cafeteria building and make them look like unicorns and such. And it's so funny. And Professor Granville's like, you know what? It's not your fault. I should have prepared you for this. But you know what? I'm not making that mistake again. Come on, let's prepare for next year. And, you know, they're stuck there because she doesn't help them down. And Honey Lemon, we cut back to Honey Lemon as she goes to the college. She's like, hi, did you get the book that I brought back to you and I gave it to this guy? And she's like, have no idea what you're talking about. And so she's all upset because she realizes, like, this college has no record of him. Like, he doesn't know who that is. So she's all mad because she gave it to this random person that didn't even work for the college. She's upset. She's trying to get into the place, but she can't because, you know, it's the wrong ID. But then she realizes, hey, I left my ID inside the book. So they go off as Big Hero 6. They track down the ID. And they track it down to this warehouse. And so Baymax scans the place. He sees there's a body signature in there. Honey Lemon wipes off the glass. It's Obake. Which means that now this would be the first time that the Big Hero 6 have actually encountered Obake. So all of a sudden, Obake just presses a button, and these 3 giant containers just boom, boom, boom. One has Hero and Baymax in it, one has Gogo and Honey Lemon in it, one has Fred and Wasabi in it, and they're all trapped inside of them, and they can't get out. So now they're like inside of these replicas, like Hero and Baymax are inside a replica of Hero's room. Fred and Wasabi are inside a replica of Fred's room, and Gogo and Honey Lemon are inside a replica of Shimimoto's room. So all these rooms have like little metaphors. Like in Fred's room it says, the hardest thing to face is yourself. And so they have to figure that out. And in Hero's room it says, find the whole solution to your problem. So they have to figure out what that is. And then in Shimimoto's room it says, don't ignore the pressing from the wall. And then we cut to Gogo and Honey Lemon as the walls start closing in. They're trying to do everything they can to stop the wall. And they're confused as to what's going on, how to stop it. Honey Lemon throws the chem balls. It seems to work for a minute, but then, you know, it's not going to work for long. And then cut to Fred and Wasabi as in Fred's replica room, this scanner pops up. It scans them both. And then this machine comes down, creates 2 replicas of them, and they're both evil robots, and they have to fight themselves. And then in Hero's room, you know, the room starts to get flooded. Like there's a bunch of water that starts to flood the room, and all of them have to figure out this problem and how to solve it. And they're not seeming, they don't seem to figure it out until Honey Lemon realizes, wait a minute, these sayings have double meanings. And so she finds this picture of a flower on the wall, presses it, and it stops the walls from closing in. So, and it opens the door to the way out. Then Hero, as he's about to drown, hears Honey Lemon saying, hey, these lines have double meanings. And so Hero's like, okay. Hey, find the hole. And he's like, wait a minute. And then we cut to Wasabi and Fred as they're trying to fight themselves. And then they're like, wait a minute, how do we solve this? Switch! So they're fighting themselves. Fred burns the robot Wasabi, and Wasabi slices up the robot version of Fred. And so they get out. And then Hero is like, find the hole. And so he swims into Tadashi's room, sees there's a giant hole in the floor, opens it up, and the water goes down there. And so they all get out. And Obake is like super impressed because he didn't expect them to do it that fast. So he's like, hey, I'm impressed. That was really good. And so he turns out the light, and so she's like, Honey Lemon's like, why are you doing this? And then Obake's like, that's a discussion for another time. Snaps his fingers, his face turns purple again, lights turn back on, he's gone. Big Hero 6 go up to the roof, and he's gone. Although, the perk of it is that they still got the book. So, cut back to the final scene of the episode. We get this heartfelt moment where the team says, hey, we knew the whole time. I told you they knew the whole time. But yeah, they knew the whole time that Honey Lemon was going to this college and doing art. And so she's like, art is my hobby, but like, I love doing chemistry and everything, but art is like a real hobby of mine. And then we cut back to, outside as Baymax is in his armor, and he steals the statue, rips out of the ground, flies away, and then we cut back to Obake as we find out he scanned the book. He scanned it. And he's looking through it, and he sees that the pages are empty, but then he presses a button, pages go purple, and it shows all these different equations and such. He's like, okay, where to begin? And then that's where the episode ends. Now, this episode had a lot of revelations, and it's crazy because, you know, it had a good mix between the whole prank season thing and the whole storytelling, progress the Obake story type thing. So I really like that. And plus, when they're actually trying to steal the statue, it reminded me a whole lot of Monsters University because of the whole hijinks and plan that they had to go through and all the sneaking around and stuff. It really reminded me of Monsters University, so that's good. But overall, this is a great episode. It really was. There was a lot of great storytelling, a lot of lore building, and I always appreciate that. And plus, it's Big Hero 6. I expect absolute greatness from Big Hero 6 because they never disappoint. So yeah, I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. You already know. So yeah, peace.